You're listening to Viking Radio, coming to you from Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College. Now your host, Dr. Natalie Chapa.
Good morning. You're joining us here in Viking Radio from Dream Street Studios. I'm your host, Natalie. Good morning. And as usual, we've got the infamous Mike B.
Good morning, Dr. Chapa. It's a beautiful day in Dream Street Studios.
It is a beautiful day. The sun is shining, and we have got a really great guest with us today on the show. For our listeners out there, community colleges are one of the underpinnings, and the base of community college is the veteran. And especially after the World Wars, veterans were coming back home and needing to be trained and educated, and community colleges offered that space. Del Mar College has continued that legacy. And so today we have got Dr. Jennifer Armentrout. She is our Director of Veteran Services here at Del Mar College, and also a Marine. Welcome, Dr. Armentrout.
Good morning, everyone.
Welcome.
And I must concur that it is a beautiful day at Dream Street Studios.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
We started this legacy in community colleges for veterans, right? For people coming back who had served our country. And it's very important for us. Talk a little bit about what we have here on campus. If you're a veteran and you're looking to come back, what do you get? What perks do you get for being a veteran here at Del Mar?
Yes, ma'am. Well, here at Del Mar College, we really kind of assist the veteran in any way possible with benefits, mental health, getting them ready for school, because we understand that a lot of these veterans haven't been in school for quite some time. They've served very, very long time, in the field, in the air wing, things like that, and they haven't been to an actual classroom in quite some time.
And it's a completely different setting.
Yes. Going from high school to college is totally different.
And then if you've been serving in the military and you've been out there doing all of these amazing things to protect the country, and then you have to come on a campus.
With 18-year-olds, yes, ma'am.
with
Right.
18-year-olds.
Yeah, that's significant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sit in a classroom again, learn how to take notes.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah. And their mindset is totally different than the average Del Mar College student.
Talk about that.
So they are more structured. They have more responsibility. They're more responsibility driven.
Okay.
They've been places, and their mindset is totally different because they've been there and they've done that. And they understand what being a grown-up is. So when you put them in a biology classroom or a math classroom or a business management classroom with an 18-year-old who just graduated high school, is still in that drama and fixed mental state of, I have to wear this clothes and I have to get along with these people.
Right.
And then to have that 30-year-old military veteran come in, it's kind of shocking to them. And it's shocking to the professor, and it's shocking to the rest of the classroom. So we help them here to kind of adapt.
I'm sure our veterans out there listening are probably shaking their heads like,
Yes.
oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. When I was a student here, I had several classmates who were just right out of the Navy, for example, and I know exactly what you're talking about. They were structured. All their assignments were on time. They were never late to class, never missed class. You're exactly right.
That's an A+ student.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it goes back to show you all of the values you learn,
Yes.
right, in the military.
Yes.
So when you come out, you're ready to go.
Yes. Yeah. There's no, we've seen a lot of them transition right from the battlefield into the classroom.
Wow.
And through our office. And it's a struggle for a majority of them. But once they adapt to the classroom, it's easier for them. And once they understand the Del Mar, way, and it's easier for them.
And I've always loved, so Mike and I both started working here in 2014, and I was actually working in the foundation. And so part of our role at the foundation was to help support the different spaces on campus. And so there's a space, a dedicated space, right, for our veterans on each campus.
Yeah. Per the Texas Veterans Commission, every community college, or university in Texas has to have a veterans lounge. And we have that on each campus. So Oso Creek, our Windward campus and here at Heritage Campus, we all have veterans lounges, and they're more than welcome to come shoot the breeze with us, eat, hang out with other veterans,
They
watch
have
TV.
Sofas, TV,
Yes.
Yeah,
refrigerator.
relax.
Snackies.
Yep, we have snacks. Sometimes we don't have a lot of snacks because they like to come and eat, but we try to provide them.
But that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we also have a book rental on each campus. So at free of charge, we have a stack of books that they can come in, and if they don't want to buy a book or just take the book off the shelf to the class, we have a majority of the books that those students would need for their classes.
Wow. And
Yeah, we have a
so
library.
you have been here at the college for about, 3 years now?
2 years.
2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
2 years. I remember when you joined the team. What drew you to this work?
I was actually teaching at TMUCC.
Okay. What were you
And
teaching?
I was teaching at the College of Business.
Oh, okay.
And one of my students said, "Hey, EJ Goodrow's leaving." And I was like, okay. And I knew EJ from the Marine Corps. So
Oh, okay.
I was just like, okay. Yes, I got
Props to
EJ.
EJ.
Yeah, props
Yeah,
to EJ.
props to EJ, who's leaving now.
Yes, he's
Who's
at
leaving
UT
Corpus.
Austin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to UT Austin in July
Really?
to be the veterans director there.
Wow.
That's a big task.
Hey, kudos to EJ.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're
EJ
very
Goodrow.
proud of him. Very proud.
Wow, we'll have to send him a little note.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So EJ was leaving. He was actually heading over
To
the university.
TMUCC, yeah. And one of my students is like, "Hey, do you want this job? I think you'd be perfect for it."
And just time out, because Raul Ramirez was retiring from A&M Corpus, who was the director of veteran services there for a long time. Shout out to Raul and Angie out there. So it's kind of funny, the domino effect.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
you come in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I came in, and I guess the rest is history, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've been here for 2 years.
And I've seen your staff. I've worked with your staff. I've worked with you. This is a super veteran friendly institution, to put it lightly, right? Yeah. And I know a lot of your staff, or maybe all of your staff, are veterans, right?
I have one military spouse. For Miss Robin has been a military spouse now for 34 years, and her husband just retired. And then even though Miss Nanette Ayala is not military, she doesn't have a military background, we've morphed her into being a military.
She is now.
Oh, yeah, she is
Okay.
now, yeah.
Well, I know that the spouses serve too.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah.
We have such a strong military presence here in Corpus Christi. It's one thing that I love about living here. So I grew up in Orange Grove in the country, and there's a training facility out there. So we'd always see everything flying out there. But then to live here in the presence, it's really special. It's really special. And I know the city, the chamber, there's a lot of support for our military across the board here. For people who are living here, training here, they bring their families. But I also love that this is such a niche for community colleges, and that if you're a veteran, there's a safety net here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Come on in. We've got you. We have these services for all of our students,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's something about having your own kind of space, right, as a veteran and somebody who has shared similar situations.
Talk
with
their
other
language.
people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, who have been through the same things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what we pride ourselves on in our offices, that when you come to our offices, you're going to talk to a veteran who's walked the same walk as you and understands. I mean, Christopher Arcega has over 27 years in the Navy, so he brings a wealth of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Matt Antonette's out at Oso Creek. He has infantry experience and administration experience in the,
Mm-hmm.
And they all do. So, I mean, it's just something that we pride ourselves on. Like, you're not going to get gaffed off. You're going to actually talk to someone who's walked the same walk in the boots that you've probably walked. So that's something that, we love to have at Del Mar College, that when the veteran comes to talk to us, we actually know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I don't have that. My family's military was World War I, World War II,
Mm-hmm.
and so after that, there hasn't really been that in my family. And so I'm kind of that outsider looking in. I appreciate it. I love it. I have such honor and respect for it. but I can't speak it, because I don't have that experience. So I think it's significant to have people here on campus that can do that. Yeah.
And their eyes light up too, because like when we get a Marine that comes in to speak with us, first thing I ask them is, hey, where were you stationed? Because perhaps like I was stationed at the same place, or, I mean, my career was so vast that I was probably there sometime. And then Miss Robin, I mean, her husband's career was so, long. And so she's been to every niche of the Army. So when we have Army veterans or Air Force veterans come, she chimes in, oh, where were you stationed? What did you do? Yeah. And she knows. So it's wonderful to see their eyes, light up and say, oh my gosh, somebody speaks my language.
Yeah. So I'm curious now. Talk about you and your experience, and where have you been stationed before?
Oh, Lord.
I think people would love to hear that.
I was in 25 years. Wow. So I was all over the place.
Give us some examples.
Oh, Lord.
Like your favorite places, or maybe your least favorite places?
I think my favorite place was Hawaii. So we spent, my family and I spent 28 months in Hawaii in Kaneohe Bay. So we've been all over Hawaii. We spent 14 years in North Carolina.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This was before I was married, but I spent time in Arizona and California. And I started off in the aviation field, avionics field. And then I kind of morphed into being a crew chief on a CH-53 helicopters. And then when the V-22 program came out, and after I did time as a first sergeant, I went to the V-22 community and was a crew chief on the V-22s.
The V-22, describe that.
That's the Osprey.
Yes,
the
that's
Osprey.
what I was thinking.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that's the
But I know the
two-prop.
Osprey. Okay.
Yeah, the ones with the two-prop that can go from airplane mode to helicopter mode. So, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then I was a drill instructor at Parris Island. So I trained females.
Really?
Yes. Then I was a combat instructor at Camp Geiger. So I trained all Marines. So
this really is a full circle moment for you now. You've done a little bit of everything. But always teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always teaching, always educating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are Dr. Jennifer Armentrout.
Yes.
What is your doctorate in?
It's in educational leadership.
Okay, educational leadership. And so that, going back to what you were talking about, in that the veterans are super prepared when they come in as students. I can just imagine how annoying you were. Like in the doctoral program, you were on it. You're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I'm like, midnight. I'm like, it's 11:45. I can do this.
Actually, I was still active duty when I started the program.
Wow.
So, So funny story is I went into a commanding officer's meeting one time, and I tried to give my opinion. And my commanding officer at the time said, "You're too stupid. Sit down." And I was like, oh, that sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
So immediately I called Liberty University and I said, hey, what's your PhD program like?
Good for you.
And I started it. Yeah.
There's nothing that'll rile a strong woman up.
Yeah, I know. That's somebody said.
Than for somebody to say something stupid like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'll show you, pal.
They had no idea.
No idea. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where are you originally from?
I'm from Wilbur, Nebraska.
Really?
Small town south of Lincoln.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Yeah. Started my college career there, and then I was young and a rebel, got in trouble. And my dad said, oh, you're going somewhere.
And so you went to the Marines.
Oh, yes.
That is amazing.
I've heard that. You've got these people out there, these fun, wild, need a little bit of structure. And then you get into the military, you get into the Marines, and it's like, bam, you find your people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you find your kind of way in life.
Right.
I love that. We'll be right back.
This is where you want to be, to dream, to grow, to graduate and succeed. This is Oso Creek Campus at Del Mar College, home to core classes and signature programs with cutting-edge labs and state-of-the-art facilities. This is a place of innovation, transformation, and support. This is your time, your future. This is where you belong. Learn more at dmcdreams.com.
This show is a production of Del Mar College, where advising and registration are underway for fall 2026 classes. Earn a certificate, associate's degree, or bachelor's degree for your dream career. Visit delmar.edu/registration.
Todo comienza aquí, donde los sueños se vuelven realidad y tu futuro se aclara. Este es el Campus Heritage de Del Mar College. Aquí cursas asignaturas fundamentales en artes, ciencias y negocios, con instalaciones actualizadas y profesores que ofrecen una educación de calidad que te inspira para toda la vida. Es un lugar de creatividad, donde todo es posible y el éxito está al alcance. Aquí puedes destacar y crecer. Aquí es donde perteneces. Aprende más en dmcdreams.com.
This is Viking Radio.
We are here with Dr. Jennifer Armentrout, our Director of Veteran Services at Del Mar College. So, Mike B., we've got, this is a big anniversary for our country.
250 years.
Yes.
250 years.
And I'm one of those people who goes to the base for the fireworks every year, wherever that base may be.
Yes.
I'm a former military brat. What are you doing for the 4th?
So we always go to Rockport. My kids and I always go to Rockport.
Nice.
To the water and watch the fireworks.
Wow.
Yeah. We used to, when we lived at Camp Lejeune, we would have a big picnic kind of thing in our house, barbecue out and invite people over. But now that we're here and there's no Marines that we know, and we don't have any Marines anymore,
Right.
We sleep in as much as we can. And
That's what we were saying earlier. What are you doing for the 4th?
I'm sleeping.
Sleeping.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mike B., I didn't know you were a military kid.
Oh, yeah. My dad was a Vietnam Navy guy.
Oh, wow.
And then went to the Coast Guard and spent 27 years in the Coast Guard.
Oh, wow.
And so he separated here at the Naval Air Station, and I just followed them here. But my dad's career started in, I'm from Oklahoma, but my dad's career was more or less up and down the East Coast. So every 2 years there for a while we moved.
I've known you since 2014, and I did not know that about you.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting the things we find out on this radio show.
Really?
So Norfolk.
Yorktown.
Oh, Yorktown?
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
That was my favorite place of all, was
Yeah.
Yorktown, Virginia.
Yeah. Wow. Yep. We've flown into Yorktown before.
Really? That is so cool.
Yeah.
And so when I see the service the veterans receive here at Del Mar College, I kind of get it. I'm not a veteran, but I get it. I appreciate it. And I wish we had more veterans.
Yeah, I wish so too. Yeah, because education is key.
What do you say to any veterans out there, or family or friends of a veteran who, want to encourage them to come to Del Mar? What would you say?
Come, please show up on my doorstep here at Del Mar College.
And bring your DD-214.
Yes, and bring your DD-214, and we'll take it from there, and we'll advise you as best we can. And all I ask is, come with a plan too. Like, I want to study this, and then we'll assist you and get you to where you have to get to be, to start your college career here.
And like we were saying, there is that safe space, that veteran space on every campus. We have 3 campuses. You've got a coordinator, I believe, at every campus,
Yes.
right? Coordinator at every campus. And so what's a good phone number? Let's start with that. If somebody wants to call Dr. Armentrout.
So my direct line is 698-1683.
361.
Or yes, 361 area code, yes.
361-698-1683. So if you're out there and you're listening, you're like, maybe it's time. Again, it doesn't have
At
to
any age.
At any
At
age.
any
It
age.
doesn't have to be a yes, I'm ready. But if you've just got any curiosity out there, call Dr. Armentrout. I think you can tell this group really wants to see you succeed and set you up for the best. So
Yeah, at any age. We just had a 74-year-old gentleman come to our offices, and he would like to take classes starting in the fall.
perfect.
So we hooked him up and got him all the services that he needed, and got him through enrollment process and the registration process, and he's starting in the fall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, way to go.
Has he ever been in college
Never
before?
been in college before.
Awesome.
And I know that your office hooks them up with the whatever the federal benefits are, the GI Bill
Yes.
benefits, and also the state. Remind me the name of
Hazelwood.
Hazelwood.
You guys facilitate all of that,
All
right?
of it.
You take the weight, the load off of their shoulders, and help them, guide them through that, right?
Yes. So all college is paid for, as long as they qualify for any type of GI Bill, whether it's or any chapter of the GI Bill, and then Hazelwood.
Yeah.
So college is free for them, and they get that stipend per month. And we do all of that in our office. We hook them up, set them up, and process all their documentation.
So just come
And
on
that's
in.
huge. That's
Yes.
huge because I've heard horror stories about the paperwork.
I have
Yes.
too. It's not easy.
No. Sometimes we have to fight, but yeah, we fight pretty good.
Okay.
You fight for them.
Yes, we fight for the student. Yeah. We're on
Okay,
the
so if
advocate
you've heard
side.
out there, it's frustrating, the paperwork, that's okay.
Yeah.
Come on in. Dr. Armentrout and her team are going to help you. And you've got people here. You know, sometimes, so we say this in the doctoral program, that we want you to finish more than you want you to finish, because you see the benefits. I mean, you see people succeeding and elevating. And I know that is, I love working here for that reason. And I think that's why higher ed is my niche, but not just higher ed community college. I think it's such a special place because you could be 74 years old.
Yep. Yeah.
You can be 17 years old.
Yeah.
And we've got a space for you here.
We got your back.
Yeah.
We've got your back. And I really love that about being here. You know, we could have a love fest about Del Mar College all day long.
In the military, is the 4th of July, you know, is it more significant, more celebrated in the military, or is it, you know, just a regular celebration on the 4th of July?
I think it's a regular celebration, but it's a time for us to all come together and be as one. I think the biggest holidays are Veterans Day and then Memorial Day, especially for the Marine Corps, because Veterans Day falls right after the Marine Corps birthday.
Okay.
And the Marine Corps birthday, nobody does a birthday like the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Marine Corps, I mean, we start at 5 a.m. on the day of our birth, and we do formation runs and PT together as a unit, and we cut the cake together, and then we go out and celebrate with a large ball. So whether you're home or abroad, that's a big
Formal
day.
ball.
Formal ball.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's in May?
It's
Every year?
November 10th every year.
Oh, November 10th.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I know there's a full week
Oh,
that
yes.
week, right? Of
Yes.
just kind of celebrating, acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is our biggest week here at Veteran Services. That's our big week because, you know, with the different balls, and Mr. Arcega has the Navy ball, and we have the Marine Corps ball and birthday. And then we have our own Veterans Day ceremony here,
Right.
which is big, yeah. And
Wow.
then, yeah.
Okay. I've been to a lot of ceremonies on the Lexington, like commissioning ceremonies, and I love that pomp and circumstance when everybody's in their formals.
Oh, I do too.
I could just sit there and watch that.
There's
that pomp and
something about that
circumstance,
pageantry
I don't
that I
think
love.
I don't think there's
I love it.
anything like equivalent to that in the civilian world, right?
No. Maybe Georgia football band. Maybe the Georgia band. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or Nebraska Cornhusker band. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, the Nebraska's coming out in her now. We're going to have to shut her down.
But everybody would ask me, you know, hey, Jen, why do you re-enlist? I said, I do it because of the band.
Okay.
I don't care about my job.
The Marine Corps
The Marine
band.
Corps band and
Yes.
the silent drill team. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am curious, what does that mean to you to have served for the 25 years and now you're serving in a different way. You're continuing to serve, but through our veterans and our education. What does that mean to you?
I guess I have a lot of pride, but I'm happy it's over. I mean, I miss, you know, the Marine Corps. I miss the people. I don't miss the Marine Corps, but I miss the people. But it gives me a sense of pride that,
Yeah.
you know,
What was it about the people in the Marine Corps?
it's just, we all think the same, and there's no, no, you know, nobody treats anybody different. We're all the same, and we all look out for everybody.
And especially, I would think, coming from a woman, that's, I think, even more significant,
Yes.
because women in the military, that has been.
We're only 1/10 of 1% in the Marine Corps.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I was at my
1/10 of 1%.
when I was at my final rank, there was only 21 of us, and there was 492 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But that gives a new meaning to the few and the proud.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we take care of each other too. That's what I miss. I miss,
What you don't miss.
Oh yeah, I don't miss waking up and going to PT at 6:00 in the morning. I like sleeping in.
Although, can you imagine how fit we would be, Mike B, if we woke up and did PT at 6 in the morning?
Yeah, that's something I envy about military folks. You can spot a veteran
Yes.
or active duty. I can spot them a mile away
Oh yeah.
because they're squared away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And their swagger's different.
That's right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Your swagger, you're on point. And
I'm dying to ask Jennifer a question, if you don't mind.
go for it.
Is there a movie that you like
Ooh, good
that
one.
really gets it right as far as military service, a military-themed movie?
I always like the first 30 minutes of Full Metal Jacket. But then
Ooh,
Me
after
too.
the drill instructor
yeah.
and after
Yeah.
R. Lee Ermey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you emulate him when you were
No, I
at
couldn't.
Paris Island?
No, sir.
No?
Well, I have stories, but I can't tell them on air.
I would love to hear
Man, we're just getting to the good
I
part.
would probably go to jail.
that. Oh, man, I would love to hear that. Okay,
I mean, the
after we're
statue-
off the air.
The statute of limitations is over on me, but I mean,
Integrity.
So
Yes.
full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Is there any other?
American Sniper did a very good job.
Love that. Bradley Cooper.
Yes.
Love that movie.
That was
Yeah.
such a phenomenal
Yeah.
movie.
And I always cried during that movie.
Oh my God,
So,
yes.
yeah, especially the
When
last.
he's talking to his wife.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and the time where they're doing the casket, taking the casket to where Arlington, I believe.
I
right,
think
where
he's buried here in
Right.
Austin.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen he's at the state cemetery
Yeah.
here in Austin.
Yeah, but
Oh,
the
okay.
travel sequence when that's actually live footage too, of that travel sequence with the casket.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to
But I
watch
always
that
cry
again.
during that. So my kids are like, "You're watching American Sniper again, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yes, sorry."
It's God, it's a tough one to watch, but it's so beautifully done.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
Dr. Armentrout, thank you so much
yeah.
for
It's
joining
been a pleasure.
us
This
today.
is great.
Yes, thanks, Jennifer.
Yeah, this is great.
For our audience out there, again, if you've got a veteran in your life, or if you are a veteran and you're thinking about, what should I do? Should I do something? Should I try something new? Give us a call here at Del Mar College. Talk
Yeah.
to Dr. Armentrout and her team. And so our website is delmar.edu. You can go in and search Veteran Services, and it'll pop up very quickly. So just a quick little search on the search engine. Or you can call the Veteran Services office, which again is 361-698
1683.
1683. I hope you can tell out there by this conversation how much veterans and military means to the community college world and to us here at Del Mar College. So think about it. Give us a call. We're here waiting.
Yeah.
Bring your DD-214 to Del Mar College, and we'll
That's
take care
all
of you.
Yeah, we'll take care of the rest.
Bring your DD-214. There's Mike doing the speak
Yeah. And a plan.
and a plan.
Give me a plan. That's all I need. It's DD-214 and a plan. What do you want to study? And I'll take care of the rest.
All right. Or maybe if you don't know,
Yeah.
we'll help you figure it
We'll
out.
help you figure it out.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah.
For our Corpus Christi folks out there, have a great, great rest of your day. Hope the sun keeps shining, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Adios. This show is a production of Del Mar College. Follow us on Spotify at Viking Radio.